morning, everyone. Welcome back for the course Fluid Mechanics. Today we are going to start up the new module, that is module 2, which is hydrostatic forces on surfaces and fundamentals of fluid flow or fluid kinematics. As of the previous modules here also, we have two parts in this module 2. The first one is hydrostatic forces on surfaces, and the second one is the fundamentals of fluid flow. Which can also called as fluid statistics and fluid kinematics. We'll see the first part of the module 2, that is hydrostatic forces on surfaces. In the hydrostatic forces on surfaces, these are the contents what you're going to study. One is the definition of hydrostatic forces, or the total pressure and center of pressure definitions, and total pressure on horizontal, vertical, inclined and curved plane surface, and water pressure on gravity dams, lock gates, and some of the numerical problems you're going to solve. Very first you're going to study about the definition of pressure, what is pressure and what is center of pressure. And after that you're going to derive the expression for this total pressure and center of pressure for these four different surfaces, that is horizontal plane surface, vertical plane surface, inclined and curved plane surface. For all these four surfaces, you're going to calculate what is the total pressure force and what is the center of pressure equation. And after that, you're going to study what is the water pressure which acts on gravity dams and also the lock gates. That is the practical application of this hydrostatic forces. And you're going to solve some of the numerical problems based on these equations. We'll see what is this hydrostatic forces, what is hydrostatics and what is hydrostatic forces. And what are the different surfaces where those hydrostatic forces will act. That is the introduction. Coming to the introduction, first is what is hydrostatistics. Hydrostatistics means, hydro means we know it is the, especially it is a fluid or water, the study of fluids at rest. Statistics means, it is nothing but the rest or stationary. Hydrostatistics means the study of fluids at rest is called hydrostatistics. Which means, there will be no relative motion. Stationary means there is no movement itself. Okay, this study of fluids at rest means, there will be no relative motion between adjacent or neighboring fluid layers. That is what this hydrostatic means, with where the velocity gradient, that is du by dy, is 0. And if the velocity gradient is 0, we know the Newton's law of viscosity, that is tau is equal to mu into du by dy. If this du by dy is 0, then tau is also 0. For this hydrostatic forces, the shear stress will be 0. Or what we can say from this is, it is the fluids which does not has shear stress, where shear stress is 0 and velocity gradient is also 0, because there is no movement. And here the forces which act on the fluid particle. Basically, because of what the force will act on that fluid particles, it is due to pressure of the fluid normal to the surface. For example, if you consider this is the free surface of the liquid, the pressure of the fluid which acts normal to the surface. Normal means perpendicular to the surface. That is the, because of this pressure which acts on the surface, So the forces is going to develop, that is called the pressure force. So similarly, the other force which acts on the fluid particle is the gravity or self weight of the fluid. So one is pressure force, the other one is the self weight of the fluid. So those are the two forces which acts on the fluid. And where you can see these hydrostatic forces, see in case of actual problems, the stationary fluids or the fluids at rest are in contact with the solid surface, either it may be plane or curve. So in practical, where you can see this hydrostatic forces means, so or whatever the stationary fluids are there, so all those fluids will be in contact with the solid surface, either it may be a plain solid surface or it may be a curved surface. For example, the dam, so that is a plain solid surface, plain vertical solid surface. So where the fluid, see in the figure you can see this is a dam. See, what is the purpose of dam? It is to store the water. So whatever the water which is stored in this dam, it is a stationary fluid. So once we open the gate, then only the water will flow. Or either, so when once it reaches the above the reservoir level, full tank level, then only the water will flow over the dam. Or else, so the water will be in a stationary. So this is the, in case of dams, you can see this hydrostatic forces. Similarly, in case of log gates, so here the second picture, so this is a log gates, and in a storage tanks or water tanks. So in all those cases, you can see this hydrostatic forces because the fluid is water, so water is under rest. So that stationary water will exert certain forces on those surfaces. So dam, log gate and tank are the solid surfaces. So here in this chapter, so particularly deals with the magnitude of the force due to pressure acting on the whole surface and its point of application. See, whatever the water stored in the dam, see the water will be under high pressure. So behind this dam, so due to that internal pressure, the force will act on that dam, and that here what we are going to do is we are going to calculate what is that pressure force which acts on the dam, or it may be a surface. Dam is a surface. So what is that force, the magnitude of that force, and at which point this force will act. So I'll just write the cross section. See, if you consider this is a dam, so here the water is stored. So this water will exert a force, that is F. So we are going to calculate what is the magnitude of that F, and at which point of the dam this force will act, whether it will act at the top surface or at the bottom or at any point. So that is the point of application of this force we are going to calculate. So what is the magnitude and what is the point, or at which point this force will act. So in this particular chapter, so you're going to study, so what is the magnitude of this force which is exerted by the fluid on the surface, and at which point this force will act. So before calculating or before obtaining the expression for total pressure force and also the center of pressure, which is nothing but the point of application of pressure, so we'll see what is the definition of that total pressure and center of pressure. See, what is total pressure? So when a static mass of fluid comes in a contact with the surface, either it may be plane or curved, a force is exerted by the fluid on the surface. So that force is known as the total pressure. So as I told, see, the dam is an surface. So dam is a contact surface. So when that contact surface, when the solid surface, either it may be a plane or curved. Okay, I'll just write it here again. See, the dam is a surface, either it is a plane surface. So when the static mass of fluid, means when the water, so which is stored behind the dam, it is a stationary water. So when this water comes in contact with this surface, that is dam, so then what happens? So a force will exerted by that fluid. Okay, so that force is known as the total pressure. And since for a fluid at rest no tangential forces exist, the total pressure acts normal to the surface. So here you can see, so the fluid, there is no tangential forces, means there is no inclined forces will does not act on this surface. So since there is no tangential forces, so whatever the force which is exerted or the pressure which is exerted by the fluid will act always normal, means perpendicular to the plane of surface. So this F will always act perpendicular to this plane surface, and the point of application of that total pressure on the surface is known as the center of pressure. So what is center of pressure? So it is the point of application, so at which point this F will act. So it may act at the top of the surface or at the bottom of the surface. Okay, so that point of application of this total pressure is nothing but the center of pressure. Today we'll stop it here. The next you have what is the total pressure and center of pressure for hor- different surfaces, horizontal, vertical, and inclined plane surfaces. So we'll see one by one what is the total pressure, center of pressure for a horizontal plane surface, vertical plane surface, and inclined plane surface.